What's going on, everybody? Jeff Holiday here, and I am back playing some All the Mods 7. Now, we've got a lot to talk about, we got a lot to work on, but let's get to it. So, what happened was, kind of funnily enough, I started recording an episode, and you can see there's some stuff going on over there, and it did not work out the way I wanted it to. And then I started recording a different episode, trying to figure out how to do something, and that also did not turn out the way I wanted it to either. So let me catch you up real quick. Now, the mod pack has been updated a bunch since the last time I got a chance to sit down and record an episode. And if you're watching these now, it's probably a lot further in the future than when all of this is going on. So that's okay. So all the mod 7 now has Seeker's Construct. I made myself a really big schmeltery. And yeah, you can see it here. I don't really feel the need to necessarily go through how everything in that works because there are so many examples and people have been using Tinkers for years. You can find videos online on how it works. Over here, I started doing a little bit of Botania stuff. If you see here, I have a ring magnetization, band of mana, band of aura, real basic stuff. I made a jump thing that can launch in the air. That was kind of cool. I don't remember if the last episode has me making a jetpack, but I have that as well. Diamond jetpack. We're going to have to address our issue with our armor because, it's fallen apart on us. Also, the city has grown quite a bit. Maybe we'll kind of do a tour and talk about some of this stuff here in a little bit. But today, we're going to do something a little ridiculous. Now, I already had plans on how I was going to do this in specific, and then the mod pack updated over the weekend while I was out camping, and now we have industrial foregoing added to all the mod 7, which is great. Now, the basis for a lot of these machines is that you have to have latex. Oh, the block placer isn't working. What? Why isn't it working? That's stupid. Oh, man. Okay. Well, have to figure that out, I guess. So the basic idea is you have an ability to drop down a log. This thing, the fluid extractor, will slowly but surely suck all of the latex out of it. It goes into a tank. We've got 3 buckets right now. Is that going to be enough? Yeah, I think so. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using these plants. We have soybean, olive, tomatoes, and bell pepper. And we are going to make pizza power. Pizza power. Unlimited pizza power. Now, is this really necessarily the best use of our time? No. No, not at all. But it's going to be loud. Hang on a second. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Give me that. Bam. And we're going to be basically making a farm around here. And we're going to utilize the fact that over here we have this cow whatever. And I found this small milking machine from Engineer's Decor, which very passively and slowly milks the cows. Now, I was using that before Industrial Foregoing became available on the mod pack. They have something called a rancher. And, I'm going to throw these seeds away. I don't need all these extra hemp seeds. I have a ton of them in my storage. And we're going to automate making pizzas, specifically supreme pizzas. And we're going to use those in a generator to generate power for our mine colony. That is the plan. So I've got a few things set up. I've got some garden clocks. I've got a sink, of course, because we're always going to need water. One type of crafter from RF Tools Utility, and then these sequential fabricators. And I'll show you why we need those in just a little bit. But first and foremost, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to start setting up the farm and digging underneath it so that we can put most of our machines underground, keep it looking really nice, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I may have bitten off a little bit more than I can chew. Over here, I think it's going to be a little bit of a mess, but it's a work in progress. Up here, we're going to make a create farm. Not because that's what we're actually going to be using to grow anything, but just because it looks really cool. And I'll run through that super quick. It's pretty basic. But down here, I've made this somewhat ugly room. And you can see I put a crafter here as kind of a reference point. I've got delicious milk flowing all the way down to here. And all of this is going to be to make pizza. Whole thing is just to make pizza. Now, before we get started with how we're going to have to do this step by step by step, we need to go get our 4 growing ingredients. Thank you. And we're going to need to make some farmland, some supremium farmland. And as you can see, I threw a bunch of seeds in here, and now everything's a little messy. Not very happy about it. But let's see, we got olive seeds, tomato seeds, bell pepper seeds, and soybean seeds. Because we are going to be using tofu rather than any kind of meat for our supreme pizza. And some people might be like, well, do you really like tofu? Not really. It's just simply because it's going to be the easiest to automate. And the point is to be running an entire base off of pizza, not whether or not it's like the best pizza, which is obviously pepperoni. Obviously. I'm going to go ahead and make... I know we need... I think we need 6. I think we need all 6. Pretty sure. So, we're going to have to talk about the steps that we're going to have to go through for this ridiculous automation, this incredibly pointless project. But for right now, let's just get this set up a little bit. How many spaces we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm going to want to have a gap in between these two. Okay, these should all be filling up with water. Okay. Now, the thing is, we're going to need to grow some fire and dirt essence in these two. And that's to make sand, which will then be turned into glass. That glass will be turned into glass water bottles, probably somewhere around here. And then those will be used in cooking recipes. These other ones, however, we can throw our regular ingredients in. Now, one thing I want to make sure I check is, so we're making supreme pizza. Supreme pizza. So obviously tomatoes, bell pepper, and olives all can just grow straight from the byproduct of the garden cloches. But what about tofu? Tofu has to go into a liquid crafter. Okay, so we want a little bit of space to be able to do that. So which side do we want to do this on? I'm going to say I can put that liquid crafter. I bet I can. I can put that liquid crafter probably somewhere over here and have space for it. I'm pretty sure. So we'll put the soybeans in here. Let's see. Soybeans. Boom. Next, it really doesn't matter after that. It can just be maybe tomatoes for this one. We'll go olives on that one. And this one will be our bell pepper. Okay. So we've got our crops. Well, I need to go make the seeds for this. And once those are going, we're going to have to figure out how exactly it is. And also, I got to get some power up in here, too. We can do that real fast. I'm not really sure exactly where I'm going to be putting the power and running everything, because I'm pretty sure on the bottom here, I'm going to have to put power lines to power everything. I can't power it up on top because I've got other stuff that I have to do running along the top. So I might end up having to just figure out a different way to route the power cables. Not quite sure. I'd really like this to look as clean as possible. That's kind of the goal, you know what I mean? I want it to look good. So I'm going to go make those extra seeds that I need. And then we're going to get into a new mod that's very, very recently released by a legendary YouTuber and mod maker. So we'll be checking that out and probably doing this whole system using that mod for the logistics. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back a little bit sooner than I thought we were going to, but I thought it was kind of important to mention this. I got quite a few things wrong on my initial setup with these plants. First and foremost, these four, yeah, they need just dirt. They won't grow in Supremium farmland. Also, I was using the wrong kind of tomato seeds. We definitely want to try and do everything Croptopia. Not really sure how much time we're going to buy with just this little advanced energy cube to kind of power everything, but I think we're going to be able to get quite a lot of it. So let's throw a power cable here. Make sure that that's there. We've got, coming out of here, we will have our essences to make our sand. I'm also realizing something, however. Hang on. Thank you. I need to get under here so I can pull. And I can pull. Okay. Now, the one thing that does kind of frustrate me a little bit is that I don't really have any way to like make sure these are going to make at the same rate. And so there's always a possibility when you're running logistics like this that you might end up with, eventually all fire essence or all dirt. It's very unlikely that that's going to happen, but it is entirely possible. So that's something that I'm going to have to keep an eye on. It's doing that thing again where it is not really doing much. Like the recipe is in, but it's not registering as it's in. Anyway, that's okay. We're gonna be fixing this anyway. It's not that big of a deal. So I'm looking, I'm thinking, and I think we can actually pull this off by throwing an energized schmelter into there. So, because I've got this whole thing planned out how it should be working. Input, yes. We're going to end up outputting to the left when it's done. Okay. So then we should be able to do this. Hey, look at that. And we are making glass. Now, it's not going to make it very fast, but I don't really need it to. Not really. We need to be able to make water bottles. So the more I'm thinking, got my thinking cap on, is that we are going to be sending our items this way. Yes. Okay. Now, all of this is to basically make salt. So let's look at... Well, it's to make cheese. Wait, does cheese use salt? Cheese does use salt. Okay. Okay. I'm also realizing that I need a clock for wheat. Guess I need to make flour. Oh man, I'm gonna make another one. This is gonna be quite a project. This is something. I tell you what, this is getting wild. All right. Well, in that case, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of a break to figure some of this out. Up and then maybe over. Can you do that? I'm humming over here, but you guys don't know what I'm talking about. So it's like, okay, Jeff. All right. Yeah. Figure your stuff out. Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna think about this a little bit longer, but we're making progress. We already got sand. We're making glass. Like we're on our way. These guys are already producing. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get rid of the excess seeds, et cetera, but that's okay. We're on our way. Okay, so we are back, and I believe I have this set up the way I need to. Now, it's gonna be messy. I'm warning you now. But as we have shown with proof of concept, this is making dirt and fire essence to be converted into sand, which then gets thrown into sand, and the sand goes up here and schmelts it into glass. Now, it doesn't have anywhere to go yet, so it's just sitting there. Got all these plants making the ingredients, and then over here, now I know this looks a little messy, and honestly, okay, we'll be able to talk about this in a little bit. But there's a way that I'm going to be able to streamline this even better once another mod gets worked on a little bit more. But up here, we're going to be accepting the glass. This sequential fabricator is very useful because it can accept like liquid inputs, basically. And so I've got a sink back there, supplying water to that sequential and that sequential. And over here is this one that is supplying the delicious milk. Uh-oh, why is there water in our milk line? That should not be happening. Oh, that is such a pain. Oh, wow, that is annoying. Oh, man. Well, I'm going to have to deal with that. Anyway, so glass comes in, gets turned into water bottle. Water bottle is smelted down into salt. Salt is then combined with milk to make cheese. And over here, this one is going to accept wheat, which turns it into flour. And then that flour gets pulled down here and mixed with water to make dough. Then all of them will come over here and be combined to make supreme pizza. So, wait. There's one more thing that we had to check. If I'm not mistaken, there was something we had to do with tofu. Yes. Okay. That's super important too, because we also need a fabricator for tofu. Okay. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to wire some of this other stuff up. There's always something. You see, this is what happens. This is what happens, and I just get this idea. I'm like, you know what? I want to make a base powered entirely by pizza. But yeah, when we come back, I'll show you how I'm going to set this whole thing up with the new mod. All right, be right back. Okay, so I think I have everything set up over there, and I'll show you in a second. But first, we have to understand how I'm going to be logistically setting this up. So there's a new mod called LaserIO that's made by Direwolf20. Now, the basis for this entire mod is to kind of replace EnderIO and how they had their conduits. Unfortunately, energy and fluid are not currently in the mod pack yet. Now, in order to do this, we need to make a bunch of stuff. And first and foremost, we need to make a ton of raw logic chips. So in order to do that, we need to get some blocks of quartz. We're going to just get a whole stack of those. We're going to throw raw logic chip. Yep, boom. Let's get a whole stack. Why not? Let's do it. And let's see. We need something to cook it up with because I want to cook it up super fast. Probably could be done by now if I hadn't done this. I thought I had coal blocks in here. Maybe it's in my backpack. Yep. Let's get a few of them. Okay, cool. All right. You make these raw logic chips and you smelt them up. Those things are made with gold nuggets, some clay, redstone, block of quartz. No big deal. Boom, that's done. I love how fast that is. Man. Okay. So the basic function of this, first of all, we're going to need a laser wrench. Thank you. Throw it in there. We're going to need a bunch of glass panes and iron to do this. I think we're going to need to make up some more iron too. So let me make a few stacks of iron just super quick. Put these in here. Boom. And we need glass panes. We've got quite a few, but I don't think we're going to have enough. So let's throw those in there. Cool. I think we're going to need about 16, maybe a little bit less of the laser nodes. I think I'm going to need 4 laser connectors. I'm not sure. So we need to make 20 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What do we run out of? What do we run out of? Glass. Okay. Thankfully, we can just do this. Make glass. More. Cook it up. Boom. Yeah. And we're trying to do this kind of speedily because got a lot of stuff to do. Okay, so we need to make 11 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, boom. And we'll keep 4 out. Throw that in there. Let's make our laser nodes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. Boom. Sweet. Next, we need to make a bunch of item cards. I mean a bunch of item cards. Golden nuggets, nether, lapis lazuli. I'm just going to make one. Because I ran out of redstone. That's great. Okay. Go crash. Okay. Item cards. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, they don't stack. Oh, that's going to be so annoying. That is going to be absolutely obnoxious. Wow. Okay. It's going to take some going back and forth. And then I know that we're going to need counting filters. We're going to need to make iron bars, make a whole stack of those to make the basic filters. We're going to need 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to throw a 16 in there. And then in the counting filters, what? Why doesn't that should count? Didn't we just make those filters? Yeah. That's weird. And I'm thinking we can get away with just making 5 of these. So let's throw this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's go over there. Even if I can't get it all the way set up, I can at least show you how it's going to get set up, you know? And then come back and do the rest of it. So as you can see, it isn't really much more complicated in here. It's just we have a sequential fabricator up here that is making our tofu out of soybeans, or at least it will be. Everything has power. I had to run this like this. I didn't want to, but I ran out of space. So here's where things are going to get a little wacky. We're going to use these laser nodes. First and foremost, we're going to need one here. We're going to need one here, 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 here. Now, I haven't tested this out yet. I have not tested it out yet to see if it'll actually interact with these guys or not. This is growing soybeans. Let's do the tomato first. Well, okay. We're going to need one here, one here, one here, one here. Then it's going to stretch across. It's going to go to here. We're going to need a laser connector here. And we're going to need a node here. That will come through. And we're going to need a node here. And then, how's I going to do this? Everything needs to be able to connect up to this thing. So I think what we're going to do is going to put a node here. Laser connector here. Laser connector here. All right. So we're going to click that. Click that. Click that. What I'm doing is I'm right-clicking to select it, and then, or shift right-clicking, and then clicking onto where I want it to connect. Boom. 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 Hello? Boom. 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 So in theory, everything is now connected. So we have to configure it. So we're going to do this as a test. Now it's really hard to get in here. Okay. We're going to do our tomatoes first. We need to figure out which direction we're pointing. Right now we're pointing north. So we're pointing east now. We're going to want to have an interface on the east side. There we go. And put in an item card. Now from the item card, we right-click it. And this is going to be an extract card. And let me think. Yeah. Okay. So then, that should be connected up to channel green. I think I can leave everything on the same channel, but you know what? Why don't we just go ahead and change this to red because it's a tomato. 14. Okay. Sweet. And it changes the color. So, Then down here, we want down item card. Right-click it. We're going to do counting filter. We don't want insert or extract. We want stock. Okay. We want to grab a tomato. And we want to go back to down. Right-click on that. Throw in... Let's see. We want to stock just one. No, that's incorrect. Incorrect. Down this. Oh yeah, you can shift on it. We want one tomato. Okay. Default, exact, regulate. Exact? I believe so. Yes. Maybe. Oh, wait. Oh, you know what? We did all that work and put it on a different channel, and we should probably actually set it to the right one. Nope, nothing. This is a new mod, so I'm figuring it out right now. Let's see. Click you. No, what the heck? There we go. Item card, extract, default. No? Maybe I need to put an item filter in there. I might have to. Okay, I'm going to try and figure this out, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how it's working. Okay, now after a lot, and I mean a lot, of trying to figure this out, I actually have this thing working. I'm in awe. I'm in awe. It actually is working. Okay, so I'm going to run you through how this works. Obviously, you've got your fire and your dirt seeds. It makes sand. Sand goes up there. It gets cooked into glass. And it gets sent over to here, or it gets combined with that, turned into water bottles, comes down here, gets smelted into salt, and then you got salt over here. And the salt combines with the milk bucket to make cheese. This is the slowest process. That, like, if we want to do this faster, I'm going to have to figure out a way to get more milk. There are ways to do it, but, you know, we'll address that here in a little bit. And up here, we get our soybeans combined with water, make tofu, etc., 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 etc. So, the way this works, and I just realized I had F1 on, okay, that's cool. The way that this works, real basic idea. So up here, I wanted to limit how much is going to go into this fabricator. And I had to use a fabricator because I couldn't get a crafter to work properly. As you can see, it's actually made one pizza already. If I throw another cheese in there, oop, 2 pizzas. And it fills up with only one of each item. The way I did that is go down here to down, get the item card. I put them all on their own channels just to be more organized. If you right-click on it, they have a counting filter. A single one of these. You can accidentally put more than one into this filter, and it'll start throwing in more ingredients. You don't want that. And this is on insert. So say we were looking at our tomato for the most basic one. It's on channel red, which is 14. If I come over here, this is the tomato. That is facing east. And all it is set on extract, default, exact. That's it. That's totally it. And then it'll put one of each into each. Now, what's really cool about this, too, though, is like, say, for instance, over here, I have this node connected up to this. This will, the way I've configured the cards, I have a insert for soybeans. So soybeans go up into the machine. Tofu comes down out of the machine on different channels. Because they're all wired up, it all happens almost instantaneously. Like, let's make yet another Supreme Pizza. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Now, is this overly complicated? Yes. Is this a whole lot of work and might not be for anything if it doesn't work out the way I want it to? Also, yes. Is this, in fact, finished? No. So there's one other thing that we have to do, which we will do here in just a little bit. I'll show you how to do it. this makes, so we have olive seeds. It makes olives, but it also makes more seeds. We can't just leave those seeds in there. It's going to clog everything up eventually. Like, these are just essence, so it's not that big of a deal. And also, it's kind of interesting because as this, like, very slowly works, I'm just going to get stacks of glass that if everything is all backed up, I can just come down here and get glass if I need it. But anyway, these guys will get clogged up with seeds. It will happen. So I'll show you a really simple and easy way to deal with that. Like, the soybeans are already going to get clogged up. But also, when we come back, we're going to turn this into power. Power, power, power. Okay. And then we'll call it quits on this episode because it's been ridiculous enough as it is. Oh boy. All right. Talk to you in a minute. Okay, before we reach the very, very end, though, we're going to do one more thing. So we're getting this latex. It's storing over in this tank. Sometimes, though, we need to make it into a, I'm trying to remember what it's called, plastic. Yeah, plastic. So for that, we have to put in a latex processing thingy doodle or whatever, mixed with water, some power, and it makes these little pieces of rubber. Then we're going to come in here, and we're going to do one of these. Boom. Then we smelt it. Well, as you can see, I was in the nether. I'm working on using this solium dagger and soul jars on blazes so I can make some mystic agriculture seeds and have easy access to blaze stuff. Okay, so we've got plastic. Now, I'm noticing in the power, the pizza power that we're going to be trying to do, the milker is just not doing enough. Well, we're going to make an animal rancher, and we're going to see if maybe this will make the difference. So, for this, we need 3 plastic. We have a bucket. Let's make a, what is it called? Pithy machine frame. Boom, boom, boom. We need 2 golden gears. 1, 2 shears, and boom. But the thing is, and here's really where things get a little bit, they get expensive as far as trying to do like a bunch of the stuff with latex, is you need to be able to have range upgrades on this. And we're going to need a pretty big one for the rancher. In order to do that, we would need to make a dissolution chamber. So it's going to be a little bit intensive. Why did I not do it that way? Dissolution. And there's actually a few things that we're going to have to make with the dissolution chamber anyway. It's something that is going to come up more than once. So we're going to grab this. Got a spot for it right here. We're going to take a mechanical pipe. Stick it right here. And then we're going to have a basic fluid tank. Throw it up here. And set this to push. I think there's a way to do it on this thing too. But I don't remember how. Huh. Whatever. So, where's our buckets? Did we lose all of our buckets? Bucket. Okay. Looks like we used up all of our buckets in our crafting. So let's grab a couple of buckets. 1, 2. Cool. All right. So these range upgrades, I should probably take a look. We're going to probably stick it right where we stuck it before. But we want to be, it's going to go in a big, big radius. Let me think. I need to put it on a side like that because it is going to keep things a little bit more streamlined doing it that way. We might move it over. You guys are very loud. Alright. So, let's go over here. We'll get 1 scoop of the latex that we already have. Perfect. And eventually, if I can figure out a much better way to do some block placing, we'll automate this up so I can keep a nice full tank for specifically working with this machine, because it is, yeah, it's worth it. Okay, let's take a look at the biggest upgrade we can make. That would be 4 diamonds, 2 redstone, and a piece of glass. Let's see. I still haven't made emerald seeds, but I also have barely used any emeralds. I think that was 4 of them, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, we need glass panes and 2 redstone. Boom, boom. Okay. So, if we... Don't remember if you have to do it just perfect or not, but now it will make us our range. Perfect, perfect, perfect. The only thing I have concerns about is if like a wandering chicken waddles through and maybe it picks up an egg or something, because this is designed very specifically to... Oh gosh, this is gonna be a mess here. Let's do this. Give me you. Throw you there. Weird. Why is that different? That is very strange. Huh. I don't know why that's so different. That's very, very weird. Let me see. Where's my axe? There it is. Cool. Thought I made them exactly the same, but I guess I was wrong. Okay, we're gonna stick you right here, here. Go ahead and cut a hole right here, and throw in our rancher. So with this, if you click working area, it'll show you this. But if you stick in this upgrade, well, it looks like it covers the whole thing now, doesn't it? That's pretty perfect. Okay. So, the only bad part is, though, this one actually takes power. So, it's kind of a trade-off. But, if we can get to generating enough pizza... What did I just pick up? Oh, some ink sacks. If I can generate enough pizza, then it can keep itself and all these machines powered at the same time. We've got 22 so far. Now, one last thing before we take a quick break. I'll be right back, and I'll show you how it's set up and show you that it's working. But last thing that you gotta keep in mind too, one of the reasons we had to make this machine is because that generator is made with a simple machine frame, and it also requires crafting in the dissolution chamber, nether bricks, which is why I was in the nether originally, and some latex. So it's kind of important. But yeah, we'll see how this is all gonna go. I have a feeling it's gonna go pretty good. Yeah, I got a good feeling about it. Anyway, I'll be back as soon as it's set up. All right, here we go. We almost have our last combinations that we need to make our culinary generators. Now, one thing that's kind of handy to know, you can lock and unlock this because you can only put in one combination of a crafting recipe at a time. So if you put it in, and before it finishes crafting, you can lock it and then just simply hold down shift and click the ingredients in, which can make it quite a bit easier. So, there we go. Should have everything that we need to finish this off. Culinary. Boom, boom. Steak. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Let's see if we can steal some from the restaurant. Gotten a lot done over here in the colony. And I will show it to you probably next time. Yeah. Steak. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have lots of steak because we have lots of cows. Okay. Fly. Let's go. This has been a very complicated build. It's not the most complicated one that I've ever done, but I mean... I'm pushing it quite a bit in this. You can put all sorts of stuff in there. Soybeans, olive. Oh, but I already made all of them. Okay. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to come down here. We're actually going to pop this thing off. It's got some power in it already. And stick that. Oh no. I'm going to make a mess. Okay. We need our power. Boom. Wait. Boom. 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 Okay. So it's all connected up here. We are going to want to pull everything out of the sequential fabricator. And we're going to want to the pizzas. Oh, and by the way, that really worked. That rancher, that makes this thing just completely burn through. It is stocked up on cheese. It would be grinding out more and more pizzas, but we just don't have any space right now. But anyway, what we need to do is we're going to do one of these. Stick a laser node there. Then we want to figure out a centralized location. And for that, we're actually going to have to dig out just a little. This is going to make such a mess. Oh, one here and one there. Then we're going to go boom, 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 boom. Sweet. We need our laser wrench. We're going to link these all up. Go click, 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 and click. Sweet. Now, we come over here. Set this guy to export out that way. We're going to click onto this. We need to go to the south. South. Item card. We're going to go extract round robin true. Then we're looking north. So each one of these gets a card. Nope, not in there. Got to make sure it's on north. Card. Insert. Yep. North. Insert. North. Insert. No. No. North. Insert. Okay. So these guys are starting to generate power. And it will go in a round robin fashion, feeding each one. Now I can't even get back there. Of course, more sand. Why wouldn't there be more sand? Of course, yes. Oh gosh, I'm so glad that there's just more sand. So now we can look at this thing. Side is going to be input, 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 input. And it should be going up. Excellent. So on the face, it'll be an output. And then what we're going to have to do is figure out which direction we want to run it back to connect to everything. And I'm thinking we'll just go right here. Maybe through the floor? I don't know. I don't really need it like touching the other generators. Kind of rather just have that as an option to not necessarily be a thing. Yeah, basic universal cable, perfect. Okay, so let's do this. Doop, 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 doop. Boom, 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 and boom. Now, it had to fill up a little bit because it needed to repower up all the machines that were running low. But in theory, what's happening here is I'm trapped. And there's going to be more sand. Just wait. No. If I do this, I can squeeze out. Okay. So, and I'm going to pretty all of this up too, make it look a lot better. So, we've got this whole system set up, including the rancher way over there, milking the cows, growing all of the things, crafting all of the stuff it needs to craft, and making tons and tons and tons of supreme pizza. And eating it up. Now, the real question is this balanced? And the only way to tell is to watch this climb. It's climbing. It's definitely climbing. Well, now the other question is, do we want to keep it like this or build more and try and supercharge this as much as possible? The answer to that is not this episode. Not this episode at all. Yeah, we're gonna stop right here, and we're gonna take a screenshot. Maybe I'll hold something different, something better. Oh yeah, there, the laser torch. Yeah, and so this will be the end of the episode. I have made a self-sustaining power system that runs on pizza, and now we can figure out stuff that we want to do with this power, and it's all using the new LaserIO by Direwolf 20. Now, once Direwolf manages to get the energy and the fluid stuff as well attached to it, we're going to come back and we're going to redo this whole system, or at least I might just do it off air, and I can show you how, when you do have a system that can be compact like this, we can make it extremely streamlined. So until then, take care of yourselves and each other from my family to yours. See you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.